Right, Rishi Sunak's victory speech, if you can call being given the keys to number 10 without any kind of vote or selection happening in a supposed democracy a win, came across like Theresa May was wearing him as a skin suit. The strained look on his face a result of stretching because he's actually 2 inches shorter than she is. It was stilted, it was robotic, it was devoid of emotion. He was every inch the billionaire trying to pull off humility when he hasn't the faintest notion what it actually means to be humble. He's the perfect analogy for Great Britain, really. Acts like a big I am, but when you look more closely, is actually rather small. But the flip side of this is, of course, this notion that as a multicultural society, a man of Punjabi heritage is now leading the UK, which on the face of it should be a progressive thing. It's just a shame he and his party are as regressive as sin, along with many of their members. I mentioned in my vid of him becoming Prime Minister that the only way he was ever going to achieve that was a coronation, and if Johnson or Mordaunt had run, they would have won, because the colour of his skin would have ensured his defeat once again. I said I expected an uptick of people joining Reform UK, the hard-right remnant of the Brexit Party, led by the permanently grinning former Tory donor and Brexit Party MEP, Richard Tice, who took over from refugee-spotted Nigel Farage so he could spend more time pointing from the top of cliffs at dinghies. And so it has been the case that Tice, his partner Isabel Oakeshott, and the party's main Twitter feed have been crowing of a membership surge as Tory members moved over to them. Instead of celebrating someone of Sunak's heritage becoming Prime Minister, it's been used as a stick by some to beat him with. He's British by birth, as so many of others of his heritage are. He was born in Southampton, which is more than the New York-born Boris Johnson could ever say, but I guess he was the right colour, even if he proved absolutely the worst person to ever hold the office, besides also white Liz Truss. Sunak will be a shit Prime Minister, make no mistake, but not because he's brown-skinned, but because he's another out-of-touch, obscenely wealthy frigging Tory. There's a perfectly valid argument that he hasn't helped the root causes of such racism by supporting measures such as fascist immigration measures and deportations, but just because he and his ilk go low, the rest of us should be better than that. If the colour of his skin is what bothers you most of all, and that's your reason for walking to a more racist party, when Sunak leads one guilty of a great deal of that anyway, then for one, you're pig ignorant of who you supported to start with, and for two, you can just go and fuck yourselves.